Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be making some baked mac and cheese with some bacon. I know it's been a while, but I wanted to make this video because it's about to be November and Thanksgiving is coming up, and you know, mac and cheese is a big part of a lot of Thanksgiving meals for a lot of people. So you know, I thought making this video would help someone out there. Maybe they'll be impressed that you know how to make some mac and cheese or something. Alright, so here are the ingredients. You're gonna need about 8 ounces of elbow macaroni pasta, about 2 cups of cheddar cheese. This is a cheddar / Monterey Jack mix. You're gonna need equal parts butter and flour, so about a 1/4 cup of butter and a 1/4 cup of just AP flour, about 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. And for this one, I'm gonna be adding bacon in it. This is about 3 slices of bacon, just cut into smaller pieces. But for a lot of other people, if you don't want to put the bacon, you can definitely leave that out and it would still be really good. And last but not least, you're gonna need about 3 cups of milk. Alright, that's about all the ingredients, so let's just get started. Alright, so first we're just gonna crisp up the breadcrumbs just to get it out of the way so we don't have to worry about it later. And once your butter's melted, just throw this in there. Alright, so next I'm going to get started on cooking the bacon and also the pasta. Pasta's always the same. Make sure you salt the water. Cover on, wait for the water to boil, and you just throw the pasta in. You just stir and make sure that you're keeping an eye on it. So we'll put this back here. Now while this pan is still heating up, I'm going to throw my bacon on it. The reason I'm putting the bacon on the pan while it's still heating up and not when it's really hot is because I want a lot of the fat to come out. Because I like my bacon crispy, and if you put the bacon in while the pan is really hot, then it's not going to get as much of the fat out as possible. So that's called rendering out the bacon fat. Don't forget to give these a stir so that they don't stick together. Put it on this paper towel so that it would dry. Try to get as much oil off of it as I could. Also, once your macaroni is all cooked, you should strain it and just leave it until your sauce is ready. Alright, so now we're going to get started on the cheese sauce. That's going to start off with the roux, which is basically equal parts butter and flour. And this is a base of a lot of different sauces. And the roux doesn't have to be butter. It's kind of just any type of fat, but butter is usually what most people go with because it's easily accessible and everybody has it at home and it's delicious. Now that all the milk is in, we want to just give it a couple of minutes on the heat, but you don't want it to really boil, so make sure you keep the heat on low or low medium, and just give it a couple of minutes before we add the cheese. So just like the AP flour into the butter and also the milk into the roux, you want to only add a little bit of cheese at a time so that not everything clumps into one, because if you put everything in at the same time, it's not going to give you the result that you want. So make sure you start with just a little bit. You want to make sure that each little handful of cheese you're putting in melts before you put the next batch in. And I suggest once you start putting the cheese into the milk, really lower the heat because you want this to kind of simmer. Obviously this isn't traditional, you know, yellow, orange mac and cheese color because I use cheddar and Monterey Jack. But if you wanted it that, like, you know, orange-ish color, then you would obviously just use cheddar and it'll give you that color that you probably want. And obviously, you know, you can adjust the portion of milk or cheese to make it either more thick or, you know, more runny. Obviously, if you wanted it more thick, you'd add more cheese, and more runny, you'd add more milk. At this point, I'm just gonna add some salt and pepper. You guys like this salt holder that I got? Look, ready? Bam. Salt. Alright, so at this point your cheese sauce is ready. So I got our macaroni. What we're gonna do, and get this all nice and coated. And at this point we'll throw in our bacon. I think I could have used some more bacon. I only used 3 strips, so maybe you can use like 4 or 5, or you could just leave it out completely. But if you want the bacon in there and you're using the measurements that I gave you, maybe add a couple of strips of bacon if you'd like. So at this point, basically the macaroni is done. If you wanted to eat it like this is ready to serve. You're good to just eat it like this. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the breadcrumbs on top and I'm gonna throw it in the broiler for a couple of minutes so I get that crispiness from the mac and cheese that I like usually. But first, we taste. Okay, honestly that is so delicious. I could just eat it like this, but I am going to throw it in the oven. So at this point, all I'm gonna have to do now is throw the mac and cheese in the broiler for I'd say like 5 minutes, and we'll see how it turns out. So I just wanted to point out, while the mac and cheese is in the broiler, this is just my way of making it, you know, with the bacon and the breadcrumbs with the broil. Like it's just how I like to do it. I've seen people add like broccoli and carrots and stuff, but I don't personally I don't think that goes with mac and cheese. But if you wanted to leave the bacon out, if you wanted to add green onions, if you wanted to just eat it without the breadcrumbs and the oven part, then that's perfectly fine. It's still gonna be really good, and I'm sure that the people that you're serving it to will agree. So yeah, the cool thing about cooking is that when you're making food for yourself, you can make it however you want. So yeah, that's just my little quick rant, and let's get the mac and cheese out of the broiler. This is probably enough for like 8 servings. Like there is a lot of pasta here. I'm gonna have to eat this for the next week and a half. I think this is a really good thing to bring, you know, at Friendsgiving, or if you were doing a potluck or anything. If you didn't want to make, you know, Kraft's mac and cheese boxed or whatever, you can make this at home. For me, I think it's fun to make because I don't know if that's just me liking to cook, but I think macaroni and cheese is like one of the most fun things to make because it makes me feel like a little kid. Like I want to eat this mac and cheese right now. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and just let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys in my next video.